Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes. I'm going to look at a replay today of something that's a relatively recent acquisition, the STI or ST1, however you want to say it, the Tier 9 Soviet Heavy tank, the one that culminates in the IS-4. Now obviously there's two Soviet heavy tank lines. I actually chose to go down the IS-4 line first, not to get to the IS-4 itself, but to get to the KV-4, and obviously you've seen some KV-4 videos already. So this is my first Tier 9 tank. The KV-4 was very nearly my first Tier 8 tank. I did actually have the 5100 before that, but decided not to go any further. In fact, I actually sold that tank. So I didn't have the intention originally of getting this thing, but I unlocked it and thought, yeah, okay, it looks like a good strong tank, so I did, and I must say I don't regret it at all. As you can see, it's it's fully upgraded. It's got that nice gun that the IS-4 gets. Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's a nice beefy Tier 10 gun, 122mm. And I believe the IS-8 gets this as the top gun as well. Of course, the most distinctive feature is the big alien bobblehead turret, which is, well, it's pretty amazingly armoured. So let's get this replay started. So this is a match on Ruinberg that I had on the live stream with Circon Flexes and Versatonic, and they're both in E75s. Obviously, if you caught this one on the stream, you'll have seen Circon's E75. It's a machine he likes very much. I may get one myself at some point. I've started down the German heavy lines after having not really done anything with them for a while. But yeah, we went for a crazy plan that we have actually done before in KV5s, and it's just straight down the centre road, right into their cap, maximum disruption. And it's kind of a risky plan, but boy, when it works, it's such an unexpected move on this map. And as you can see, we did this, and we had, it wasn't just us three tanks actually decided to come with us, so it was actually quite a concerted push. It wasn't just us three. Now I take an unlucky shot there, but that's fine. I've got plenty of hit points. It would have been nice if I hadn't taken it, but I'm not quite as fast as the E75s. And I'll apologise now, by the way, for any twitchiness, because as you can see, I've got this on the fixed camera view. I think that's my first kill. I get this guy. It's got quite a long aim time, this gun. But if you play any of the Russian heavies really well from Tier 6 upwards, you kind of have to get used to that. I actually have a very similar setup with equipment on this line on my KV-4. I've actually got I forego vents, have vertical stabilizers and a gun laying drive just for the maximum effect, because it is quite a long aim time for all these guns. 3.4 seconds. So okay, I've disposed of one. I've already done, with 2 minutes in, I've already done 1k damage. We've caused absolute havoc here. We've forced a couple of tanks to actually turn back. That KV-5 is completely pinned. I do actually take a shot from him in the rear. I'm sort of hoping, that's Circon now, I'm sort of hoping either him or the IS-3 will take that guy out, but I actually end up turning around, and it's almost it's not quite a snapshot. I aim a little bit, but with this gun, that was quite a lucky hit, really. So the main good thing about this tank, its main feature as opposed to the IS-8, is its absolutely outstanding armour. I think it's possibly, well, I haven't played the IS-4, so I don't know. It seems like it might even be better armoured than the IS-4. that comes after it. The turret certainly is absolutely amazing. If you get in a hold down position with this, I actually had. I might put it in the score screens at the end, and it won't be from this match, but a game from Malyanovka where there was no artillery and I was able to sit hull down the whole time. 14.7k potential damage received. That match was still a draw. I did, reasonably well, but I was the last tank left on our team. But anyway, that was a different match. So I'm doing all right here, penetrating the IS-3's front with not much difficulty. I mean, he was sort of front onto, he had his pike-nosed armour pointed at me, which is the strongest position for an IS-3, but I've got enough pen, and it's quite a tall turret, this, so you're negating some of the angle by the fact that you're firing down into that armour. So I'm trying to get in position to side scrape now. Just every time I flick around like that, I'm just checking what's happening around me, basically. So I know that IS-3 is still behind me. I really don't want him to block me. And to his credit, he doesn't. He's very quick fire extinguisher reaction there, but I know he's taken some damage there. This team, I mean, you see Versi and Circon, they've gone back up to the middle there because they saw, obviously, with a big chunk of our forces sweeping down the eastern flank of the map, down the middle of the map even, the guys that did sort of take the normal route into the town got really hard pressed and unfortunately overrun. So they did the smart thing, and led by Circon, went back there. And I think this one got highlighted. In fact, I will put that link in the description. You'll be able to see it from Circon's point of view, and they fight a really good action against what you'll see there. Well, equal numbers because they've got an AT-15 with them, but they quite hard pressed and they do a good job. And the rest of the team actually did do quite a good job as well in this one, reacting to this crazy tactic that that Circon proposed. And sometimes it works. I think it's T-34. Actually, it's the same guy that mentioned Circon earlier and mentioned the stream earlier. I think he was a bit peeved that I kept penning his commander's hatch, and as you see there, I'm just using normal ammo. This is the kind of situation where pre-8.6 this would have been an extremely unreliable way to hurt a T-34, T-29, but the extra accuracy, I really felt it there. So this was a bit of a monster game for me in terms of damage. Wasn't that long of a match, and Circon and Versi held really well in the middle there. They reacted to that situation. They went back up, round into the middle, engaged those tanks, took those guys on. T-34 was a bit peeved, but he's obviously, well, we're all going to have to get used to these changes now. So yeah, I think this match is just about over. They're going to take this last T-34 down, and yeah, I had my fingers crossed that this would be my ace tanker game, but alas, it was not to be. But still, I felt like I did fairly well there. 5.3k damage, a pretty healthy profit for a tier 9 tank. And on the whole, I think I've just enjoyed this a lot, and I was a bit nervous about getting my first tier 9, but I think having had regular tier 8s, it helped a lot, because you start to see tier 10s not that often. Well, you'd hope not that often, but it sort of demystified it a bit for me. And a couple of people remarked on the fact that I have quite a lot of battles considering well, that they find it odd that I don't have lots of high tier tanks, considering the number of battles I've done, which is over 11k at this point. And I suppose you look at the majority, you see people tier 8 tanks with like 3,000 battles. I don't think that's the way to do it personally, and I just I don't know. I took my time at lower tiers, I guess, but having gotten to the higher tiers, I think I'm in a good place for that in terms of my gameplay skills. But it helps to have really good platoon mates, as in that battle as well. So in conclusion, I really like this Soviet machine, and it definitely fits in with my penchant for heavily armoured, well-gunned tanks. So yeah, I don't know if the one after it will be my first tier 10, but it'll certainly be the first one I unlock. Who knows? Well, I still have a secret hankering for a mouse, but I think it might be a while before you see a video featuring one of those, given that I'm only at the Tiger P right now. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to click like or even subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for more.